Okay, so here we are with the MIPI, and you've got these folders. There are PDF versions, Google Form, and French with the answer keys. French has both versions. So I want to show you how you can use the Google Form version. So if you wanted to set it up for grade 1 for your school, what you're going to do is for each grade that you have at your school, you're going to go into the grade level one and make a copy for your particular school. So let's call this one, instead of master, let's call it ES for Breton Elementary School. And I'm going to save it here at the top level of my drive, just so it's not in a shared folder. No problem. So it's going to make you your own copy of it, and this way you can have your own school data. So the link you're going to send out to teachers for them to share with their students, because you can add, say, the grade 1 teacher to this as a collaborator. Then the grade 1 teacher can see all the results as well. But they're actually going to click on the little eyeball, and it's this link. It always says view form. That's how you know you have the right one. This is the one you give the students. If you want a shortened version, you can go to goo.gl, and you can highlight and copy this one. Let's go copy. And if I go paste, it'll give me a shorter URL, and that's one I can write on the board for students. Now it's asking me for a login page because students do have to be logged in, because it collects their name, which is a good thing. So students have to go grade 1. If you have more than one form of grade 1, this is where you can have one class be A, C, do your thing. Breton Elementary, I believe there's only grade 1, so A would just be A. Now grade 1, I gave them a sample so they can do it together, so they see how that is. So a teacher does have to go through and put in a set of answers, the right answers preferably. Remember, you have all the answers over here. There's answer keys, which is not a big deal in grade 1, but you'd be surprised once it gets higher. So we're going to go through, and doesn't hurt to go through the quiz once. See, I had to count. So these ones are numerical answers. So you can see there's a, and if they try and write the number 4, it actually gives them a message. See, I like it. So it has all of the questions here. So some are choose, some are numerical response. So 10, 15, and 16. And I have 4 dogs are left. 8. One more would be 6. I know, I'm totally good at this, aren't I? Sorry, just double checking everything with I have my answer key open on the other screen. I just actually want to make sure that that my answer key is matching what my brain is doing here. Which is totally important. Triangle. B is the longest line. Elephant is the heaviest. We have 17 in all. C only has 3 sides, and they are not equal. So you can see the questions get slightly longer as they go up. You'll find the grade 6 one is actually a really good practice for the PAT, because it's a lot of questions we pulled right off the grade 6 PAT. So it says your response has been recorded. If I go back here to the non-eyeball version, this is where I can see the responses, which is really cool. I can see who it is. So this one's the answer key. So now I need to go back and do it again. And I'm going to pretend I'm a student this time. So I'm going to pick B, so I know that's the student one. So you wouldn't have to do it twice. This is just your students. So I'm going to get some right and some wrong here. Intentionally just pick some stuff here so I can get a random score. So doing some right, doing some wrong. I go through super quickly. 6. So it's good at, this is the grading piece. So you added the answer key first, then your students will go in and I'll do it. And you can mark more than once. So if it's a student that does it late, or a student that doesn't do very well wants to do it again, it's totally fine. All right, so now you can see I have 2 responses. You can start to get a breakdown. I like this one, get a whole class view. But if you actually want to score for each student, which is really what we're after in terms of a CRM model, we go into this green button. We're going to create a new spreadsheet. So the green button just indicates the spreadsheet version of it. And I've got my 2 scores. I've got all my different questions here, which is pretty neat. And we're going to go to add-ons. And we're going to use one called Flubaroo. If you don't have Flubaroo on your list because you've never used it, that's fine. You just have to go to Get Add-ons, search for Flubaroo. It's actually usually on the front page here. It's usually pretty close. There it is. And you click on it and hit Add. We've already got it, so it says Manage for me. So once you add it, you always have it on every spreadsheet too. So Flubaroo, we're going to enable it in the sheet. Awesome. Then we go back to the same menu again, and we're going to hit Grade Assignment. So this is where you decide what you want. So this one, what grade area I don't want it to grade that. It's not right. It's grade 1. So we're going to put Identify Students. The sample one, I'm gonna put skip grading on that one because it was just a sample. So each one of them's out of 1. Have all the questions there. No problem. Hit continue. This is where you're gonna pick your answer key. So my A1 was my answer key. You can tell it was done earlier too. And it grades. Cool, hey? Better than 25 PDF booklets. It does it for me. So this is pretty awesome. So you'll see I have a new tab here on the bottom that says grades. And this is where you can start to, if you do have multiple classes, you can sort it by all the B's or all the C's. So that's why that's important. So this is pretty cool. So you can start to see, here's the overall percentage that that particular student got. But you can also start to see questions that are repeatedly wrong that are actually orange. In this case, everyone that's wrong is orange because there's no pattern yet. So you can start to see flags in how your class is doing. So you can see individual flags, but you can also start to see some trends across your classes, which is really, really nice. So I can go in and say, oh, question 7. And then I can come back over here to the quiz and see, all right, question 7. What's going on there? If I hit the eyeball version, I can go in and see question 7. So I can go back and find out what that is all about. So it's really not too bad in terms of marking. So your job at the school is to make a copy, share that with teachers. Teachers probably want to be added as collaborators so they can see the data as well. And then the eyeball is the one you share with students. That's the link you share with students so they fill it in. And theirs will look like this. And they can put it in. There's a nice progress bar so they can see how far they have to go. They're allowed to use scrap paper. They're not allowed to use calculators unless that's a regular accommodation for them. And the grade 6 and grade 9 outcomes ones look very much like PATs. So they're good practice. They're probably not going to get us very different data than the PAT, but I would still have a look at them this spring because I think it'd be pretty good practice having been a grade 6 teacher especially. So if you have questions, let me know. And good luck with the MIPI this spring. Administer it as you like. It will be the same test again that they do in the fall. So grade 1 outcomes, the grade 2s will actually do the same test again in the fall. So it doesn't have to be administered in the spring, but if you would like some data, especially for school that your transferring students is requesting data straight off, this is a really nice, efficient, group administered way to get them that. So thank you very much for your time.